the S24 was spotted on Geekbench, and I know I just released a video um, with the Nothing Phone 2 and the Pixel 8 Pro on Geekbench 6. We benchmarked both of them together and compared the scores fairly similar. So the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 that the Nothing Phone 2 has hangs in there with the Tensor G3 that's in the Pixel 8 Pro. And off the top of my head, I don't remember these scores specifically. I guess we could pull those up, but wait until you see this. Now, if you're not familiar, we did a video on, I think, 2 Daily Tech News episodes ago. I believe it was episode 5. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. In regards to this Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip. Now, that will be in the S24 series, specifically the S24 Ultra. And they're going to do the same thing they did with the S23 series. It's going to be a custom 8 Gen 3 for the S24 series. They're going to overclock it. They're going to tweak it. Basically, that's all they do. They just overclock it, a little bit and say it's a custom Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. However, it is a very, very powerful CPU. This year is the year that Snapdragon finally steps up to the plate and can really challenge Apple with their Bionic chip, because in the latest benchmarks, it outscored the iPhone 15 Pro Max in some benchmarks. Now, obviously, benchmarks don't tell the whole story. However, it can, help decipher how powerful a CPU can be as far as maximum performance. But you and I know you're not maximum performing your device whenever you use it, right? I don't play games on my device. You might, and that's where it will come in handy. But daily activities, emails, recording like this, editing videos, that'll help. Normal stuff, you probably won't be able to tell the difference. It might be a tad bit snappier, especially with the optimized Android 14. But just pure and raw performance, this is a beast. So they finally have something to brag about, and they just benchmarked the S24 Ultra. Now, this Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 blew away the scores from Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and going back to 8 Plus Gen 1 that's in the Nothing Phone 2 and the Tensor G3. Not even close. Look at these scores. So the S24 Ultra appeared on Geekbench, achieving a single and multi-core score of 2214 and 6744 respectively, with 12 gigs of RAM. That is absolutely amazing. It basically doubled the score of the 8 Plus Gen 1, and I think it got about 50% better than the 8 Gen 2. I think when I did my S23 Ultra, it has the 8 Gen 2. You know what? Hang on one second. I could actually find this out. Let's go to my channel here. Let's go to videos. Now this is gonna be, can you search videos? S23 Ultra benchmark. Will that search mine? Yeah, here we go. Nothing Phone 2. Okay. Damn, that only has 165 views. What happened? Lord have mercy. I'm going to let that play in the background while, you know what? Let's do this. Let's turn this down. I'm going to let that play. And I'll go back. I'm going to go back and to one of our videos and see specifically what the S23 Ultra scored, so we can compare the scores. Now, the US model is going to have 12 gigs of RAM. Look at this. The 12 gigs of RAM model, that's going to come in all US versions with the Snapdragon processor. I think the base model, you know how they do base 8 gigs, 128. Yeah, they're done with that. They're going to do the base model of the S24 Ultra is going to be 12 gigs of RAM, 256 storage, and then they're going to have they're going to keep the 12 gigs of RAM across the board for the Ultras, but then they're going to have a 512 and a 1 terabyte. Let me go back. Man, these ads are a pain in the ass. I have YouTube Premium. Anyways, we'll check on it in a minute, but not on that account. So they are throwing the Exynos processor back in the S24 series, but outside of the US in select markets, probably Europe, I'm assuming, Asia as well. Now that one is going to have 8 gigs of RAM. The outside the US version is going to have 8 gigs of RAM with the Exynos processor. Thank the Lord we are not getting that Exynos processor. We are getting the Snapdragon. But look at the scores. It scored less with the 8 gigs of RAM. 2051 compared to 2214 and 6204 compared to 6744. The Ultra variant should arrive. Yes. Samsung exclusive variant. Yes, and they are. They have. We have mentioned that the S24 series is going to go all in on the AI stuff, just like Google did here for this the year of 2024 and the S24 series. Apple will be doing the same thing with the iPhone 16. They were a little late to the party with this iPhone 15 that just released. So they're gonna have to wait a whole nother year before they, bring AI capabilities to a device. What does that mean, right? It just means like when it comes to photo editing, when it comes to video editing, they're going to have implement AI stuff in there, just like Google has. When it comes to search features, certain stuff for the internet, it'll have little handy features here and there that help you out to cut out the manual labor of some of these tasks that you do on your phone. So this will be released. Let's see. Here's a model number. That's the score. Yeah, that was the 8 gigs. So we want we're not concerned about the Exynos version. So that's basically it. It will tell you the scores. Now it's going to have it's going to be a 3.4 gigahertz CPU, the main core, that is prime core they call it. Is this a 9-core? I believe it's an 8-core CPU. That's in the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Yeah, so that'll be released in January, a month early. They've actually released the what do they call it? Unpacked event. They have it scheduled, and they announced it. We will definitely live stream that live reaction, what have you. I'm gonna order mine as soon as they're available. Oh, the colors came in too, real quick. Let's see. Okay, let me see what this scored. So the Nothing Phone 2 scored 1746 and 46. So 17 and 46. Let's see. 17 and 46. Okay, and this one's 2214 and 67. Yeah, so these numbers on this 8 Gen 3 alone. Now let me look and see what the S23 S23 Ultra scored. Come on now. Yeah, it was weird because my Nothing Phone 2 outperformed my S23 Ultra with the 8 Gen 2. If you look at these scores, it really surprised me. Not sure how or why that happened. The Nothing Phone 2 is a beast, man. But anyways, here's the S23 on the right. Here is the Nothing Phone 2. This has the Nothing Phone 2 again, 8 Plus Gen 1. And then this has a 8 Gen 2. So they really put that CPU on steroids and performs wonderfully. You can't even tell a difference that this one's 6 months older. So yeah, look at these scores. And then you got 17 and 13, 46, 36. And then look at these scores. So it's noticeably faster, right? So this thing's going to be blazing fast. It's going to be perfect for all the gamers out there. Just like I said, battery life should be wonderful. They're going to upgrade the batteries. These devices are going to be. Look, initially, I was not going to upgrade to the S24 Ultra. I was satisfied with my look. Well, actually, before this S23 Ultra, I had a Note 20 Ultra, and I was happy with that. But that's when and I was going to keep that. But I started this channel about over a year ago. It's like, well, damn, I do need the flagship Samsung for this channel. So I got it, screw it. So I got, and I've had the S22 Ultra, but I had the Note 20 Ultra at the time. And anyway, so I wasn't going to upgrade to S23 Ultra, but I did because of this channel. Now, and when I got the S23 Ultra, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to hang on to this. I really love this phone. But then everybody's going to flat displays. Then I find out Samsung on the S24 Ultra is going flat display. And I was like, oh. So now I'm going to have to upgrade to the S24 Ultra. So, yeah, that's how it goes. But that's how they get you. And just like the Z Flip 5, we got one of those this year. And the only negative was the cameras. Because, now it looks like they solved their hinge and all that stuff. And the outer display is much bigger. Well, next year it's going to be the same phone, but they're going to put the flagship sensors, the camera sensors, in this new Z Flip 6. So it'll be just like it is now, but with the Samsung Galaxy S24 cameras. So it's like, oh, gonna have to get that. So, anyways, look, Samsung's got phenomenal trade-in offers, best in the business. So, why not, right? Okay. So look, that'll do it for the Samsung S24 Ultra Geekbench